We have 6 panelists to have 5 new conversations on change. This is an opportunity for you to ask questions to the panelists. And so why don't we start with you?
CBIA is getting people to step back from meeting payroll, dealing with the day-to-day crises that come up, and reflecting on some of these larger issues that really are so critical to sustaining the businesses in the long run and not just next week, next month, or next year.
The one thing I do know about the future is that I don't know about the future. I don't know what's going to happen. It's full of uncertainty. You never know. Once you think your future is going in a direction and you're comfortable, does this. Somebody invents something, some new technology comes along, some natural disaster happens, there's some crisis, and the future is not what you thought it would be. So here we had a set of goals for our future and no way to be prescriptive about how to get to them.
And it's changing how we have the opportunity to think about the nature of organization and what our organization is up to. And it may not mean changing what we're up to, but doing it in a larger context in which we begin to examine questions that don't arise as a function of the basic business, but arise as a function of recognizing our place in the world, or our place in the industry, or our place in society.
Once you've seen the light, you can't not see it anymore. And once your organization sees it and knows what they're capable of taking on, and they're still dealing with historical work that doesn't have that level of engagement, that's a dangerous time. So how do you remain engaged in the work that's required to fill the bucket of the future?
The more opportunities you can provide for people to express how this is going to look in their world, the more it becomes about them and less about you or whoever is causing the change. So if you let people be the center of the universe, you'll find that there's a huge wellspring of creativity there.
And what we found is that the more we had the conversations, the more it changed our work, the more our clients were willing to engage in the journey, to the point where now they're, helping absorb the risk. And the more we could articulate and understand what we were trying to do and tell it to our clients, the more they are willing to accept it.
We've designed our organizations to be marching bands. Everyone's got a role, they got the music in front of them, and anything that doesn't fit that is noise. And what's being pointed to here is the need to create a jazz band. Your work as the top of the house, as it were, you can set sort of melody and tempo, and then create a context in which folks can actually improvise in ways that forward the melody and tempo and potentially take it in directions that you wouldn't have predicted.
At the end of the day, it comes down to conversations, and one word will stay with me on that. It's about us having conversations with people, really about what they're committed to, which we heard at the very end, and how we can marry that commitment with the commitments that we have as our businesses. Those 2 words probably stood out the most for me.
It's about perpetuating a way of thinking about things from the most accessible point of thinking about things, engaging change where change is most prepared, and spilling out from there to wider circles, and it's got some traction, and the ideas are actually doable, and I think that the doable ideas end up being the sustainable ideas.
This is exactly what we're talking about, how to bring all of our 800 library members together to determine the direction that our organization is going to go and how we're going to help shape our profession. So this was just a really good reminder for me about how important it is to bring everybody to the table.
People were getting it. They were tuning into some of the issues, and regrettably, we could have gone on for days. So I think the follow-up sessions are an opportunity to really tap these guys' expertise and start getting people thinking about a lot of these things, which is really important to do, and hopefully then engage others outside those that are just here. But in terms of quality of life and the growth of businesses, these are really essential conversations.